In a previous video, the AI chose its ideal 11, but many didn't agree. So I asked these 5 artificial intelligences to select another ideal 11, this time without including the players from the previous lineup. And now it's up to you in the comments to decide which squad is the strongest. Let's start with the head coach, the leader of the team. Gemini chose Pep Guardiola, the Catalan manager who won numerous titles with Barcelona and currently coaches Manchester City in England. It highlighted that his positional playstyle could be key to countering the individual talent of the rival team. Meanwhile, the French AI supported this choice, giving him the second vote. Grok, Elon Musk's AI, voted for Johan Cruyff, calling him the father of total football. As a coach, he revolutionized the game with his philosophy of possession, pressing, and creativity at Barcelona. His tactical vision is perfect to approach any strategic match. And for that same reason, both ChatGPT and Deepseek also voted for him. We already have the first piece of the puzzle, the coach. Let's move on to the goalkeeper. Deepseek, the Chinese AI, went with Manuel Neuer, the Bayern Munich legend, where he won multiple Bundesligas, German Cups, and 2 Champions League titles. Neuer revolutionized the position with his role, dominating outside the box, anticipating plays, and playing with his feet as if he were an extra defender. He was so decisive in the 2014 World Cup that he was named the tournament's best goalkeeper and finished 3rd in the Ballon d'Or that year. Something unprecedented for a goalkeeper in the modern era. However, Grok did not vote for him. Elon Musk's AI chose Gianluigi Buffon, the Italian who made his debut at Parma. He won 10 Serie A titles with Juventus, along with multiple cups. He played in 3 Champions League finals, but never managed to win it. Yet, with the Italian national team, he experienced his greatest glory at the 2006 World Cup, conceding only 2 goals throughout the entire tournament. And it wasn't just Grok who voted for him. ChatGPT, LeChat, and Gemini also did. With 4 out of 5 votes, Buffon makes it into the team. For the center backs, the votes were divided. The French AI voted for Virgil van Dijk, the Dutchman who won the Champions League in 2019 and finished 2nd in the Ballon d'Or that same year, highlighting that he is a defensive wall with great ability to read the game. Grok disagreed, saying the spot should belong to Franco Baresi, the eternal captain of AC Milan with whom he won everything. The Italian also lifted the 1982 World Cup and was a runner-up in 1994. Things got even more interesting when ChatGPT gave its vote to Fabio Cannavaro. That's right, 3 different players for just 1 position. It all came down to Gemini and Deepseek, who both cast their votes and confirmed Franco Baresi as the winner. With 3 out of 5 votes, Baresi becomes our first center back. For the second center back, Grok voted for Bobby Moore, the captain of England's 1966 World Cup winning team that defeated Germany. But ChatGPT gave its vote to Sergio Ramos, the Spaniard who won 5 La Liga titles, 2 Copa del Rey trophies, and 4 Champions League titles, often being a decisive figure in the finals. With the Spanish national team, he won Euro 2008, the 2010 World Cup, and Euro 2012. For this reason, ChatGPT voted for him, followed by LeChat, Gemini, and Deepseek. That gave him 4 out of 5 votes. And what about you? Would you have chosen them? Now we have our center back duo. And while the AIs didn't fully agree on the center backs, when it came to the right back, there was total consensus. Dani Alves received 5 out of 5 votes. The Brazilian who won 3 Champions League titles, 6 La Liga trophies, and multiple national and international cups. Dani Alves left his mark not only for his daring style of play and unique personality, but also for becoming the 2nd most decorated footballer in history. For the left back, however, the AIs disagreed once again. Grok and Gemini gave their votes to Philipp Lahm, the Bayern Munich captain during the club's most dominant era, winning multiple titles including the 2013 Champions League, where he completed the treble alongside the Bundesliga and the German Cup. ChatGPT, on the other hand, voted for Marcelo, and so did LeChat. The Brazilian, the natural heir to Roberto Carlos, was one of Real Madrid's stars for more than 15 years, winning everything: Champions League titles, La Liga, Copa del Rey, and Super Cups. A truly complete career. That left us with 2 votes for Lahm and 2 for Marcelo. It all came down to Deepseek, who cast the deciding vote for Marcelo. Our defense is now complete. Marcelo, Ramos, Baresi, and Dani Alves. Now let's move on to the positions that caused the most controversy in the previous video, the midfield. For the defensive midfielder, the AIs couldn't agree at all. On one hand, Gemini voted for Claude Makelele, the Frenchman and World Cup runner-up in Germany 2006, who was an undisputed starter and a key piece in midfield. He also left his mark at clubs like Real Madrid and Chelsea. With Madrid, in just 3 seasons, he won 2 La Liga titles, the Champions League, the UEFA Super Cup, and the Spanish Super Cup. No wonder Gemini chose him. But ChatGPT voted for Andrea Pirlo, although we know that wasn't the usual position of the Italian midfielder. So we had 2 votes and 2 different players, but things got even more interesting when LeChat went with Conte, the 2018 World Cup champion, while Deepseek voted for Sergio Busquets, another world champion, this time in 2010. 4 votes and no overlap. The AIs just couldn't agree. Everything came down to Grok, who finally sided with Claude Makélélé. The Frenchman joins the AI's ideal 11. Now we move on to another highly debated position, full of stars, the creative midfielder. Grok chose Andres Iniesta, the man who wrote one of football's most glorious chapters, scoring the only goal in the 2010 World Cup final that gave Spain the title against the Netherlands. And it goes without saying that his trophy cabinet is immense. 4 Champions League titles, 9 La Liga trophies, just to name a few. It's no surprise Elon Musk's AI picked him. An eternal legend of Barcelona, Spain, and world football. However, ChatGPT voted for an Englishman, Steven Gerrard, who was the heart and soul of Liverpool for more than a decade, their eternal captain. The player who led Liverpool in the 2005 Champions League final with one of the most epic comebacks in history against AC Milan, turning a 0-3 deficit into European champions. Still, LeChat, Gemini, and Deepseek agreed with Grok and also chose Andres Iniesta to join the ideal 11. The Spaniard takes his place in the AI's team. Up to this point, do you think this team is turning out better than the first one? Let us know in the comments. Before moving on to the forwards, let's take a look at the attacking midfielder. This time, Grok went with Michel Platini, the Frenchman who won 3 Ballon d'Or awards. Despite not being a striker, he was Serie A's top scorer 3 consecutive times with Juventus. He also won the European Cup and lifted the Euro 1984 with France, just to mention a few. ChatGPT, on the other hand, voted for the one and only Zinedine Zidane, the Frenchman who won 2 Scudettos with Juventus and with Real Madrid captured the club's 9th Champions League title, along with Super Cup, La Liga, and the Club World Cup. Most importantly, he was the hero of the 1998 World Cup, scoring 2 headers in the final against Brazil. And so, LeChat, Gemini, and Deepseek also cast their votes for him. We now have our midfielders for the ideal 11 chosen entirely by the AIs, so let's move on to the forwards. The right winger chosen by LeChat really surprised me. Eden Hazard, while he was indeed Chelsea's star, I think there are many other legends who could have taken this spot. The Chinese AI gave its vote to Garrincha, considered by many the most feared dribbler in history, World Cup champion in 1958, and a key figure in 1962. And he holds a record that perhaps no other player will ever surpass. With the Brazilian national team, in 60 official matches, he lost only 1, the very last game he played for Brazil. No wonder Deepseek chose him. And here's where Gemini surprised again, picking a 3rd different player, George Best. He won the English League with Manchester United in 1965 and 1967, and at just 22 years old, he lifted the European Cup and the Ballon d'Or in the same season. For that reason, both Grok and ChatGPT also voted for him. So we have our right winger, but let's see who the AI selected for the left wing. ChatGPT and LeChat lean toward the Brazilian Neymar, who has a Copa Libertadores title with Santos. At Barcelona, alongside Messi and Suarez, he won everything. La Liga, the Copa del Rey, the Champions League, and the Club World Cup. He became Brazil's all-time top scorer, surpassing Pelé, though he still hasn't managed to win the World Cup. On the other hand, Gemini, Google's AI, chose another Brazilian, Ronaldinho, the magician of Brazil, who after his spell at PSG arrived at Barcelona in 2003 and became a legend. In 2005 and 2006, he won La Liga, and in that second year, he also lifted the Champions League. The Ballon d'Or winner truly played like he was from another planet. His most important title came in 2002 when he lifted the World Cup, and it wasn't just Gemini, Grok, and Deepseek also voted for him. We're almost done building the team, only the striker is missing. And before we reveal the forward, make sure to hit the like button if you're enjoying the video. And we've reached the final position. LeChat voted for Luis Suarez, and it's no surprise. Top scorer of the Premier League with Liverpool, he arrived at Barcelona in 2014, where he became part of one of the greatest attacking trios in history alongside Messi and Neymar. He won the treble and went on to lift 4 La Liga titles, 4 Copa del Rey trophies, and a Champions League. but Grok went for someone who simply cannot be left out. Ronaldo Nazário, El Fenomeno. One of the most impressive strikers football has ever seen. He played for European giants such as PSV, Barcelona, Inter, Real Madrid, and AC Milan. By the age of 21, he had already won his first Ballon d'Or, and in 2002, he won the World Cup and claimed his second Ballon d'Or. That's why ChatGPT, Gemini, and Deepseek also voted for him, completing the AI's second ideal 11. Now the question is, who would win in a match between the first team and the second one? Leave your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to check out this other video on our channel. You'll definitely enjoy it. Subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video with More Than Football.